My cousin is
My cousin them.
Every week is a family reunion.
think your dumb ass might learn something.
My Cousin Them podcast. You tuned in today. It's Rain DA. Cousin Cito. What's up, Cito?
What's happening?
Cousin Skice.
Yo.
Cousin Quest.
One local raccoon.
And Cousin X.
What up, cuzzo?
Alright, man. We're gonna start this off on a serious note, man. We're gonna name this episode Atatiana Jefferson. And rest in peace and prayers to the family. And we're gonna go to Skies for the article.
Okay, so 2:30 this morning, Fort Worth Police Department responded to what was basically supposed to be a welfare check because a neighbor called 911 to report the woman's front door was open. And it was a body cam video to show footage that the officers walking outside the home with flashlights before one of them yelled, "Put your hands up, show me your hands," and shot his weapon through a window, killing Miss Jefferson. And it was totally unnecessary, uncalled for, and not just the state of Texas. But it's I don't know, man. It's just a sad morning for that. Like you ain't even safe in your home.
That's what it
I
feels
know
like.
niggas I get nervous in the streets about to get pulled over. Like, damn. But damn, it's like now in Texas, you ain't even safe at the house. This shit is ridiculous.
And not to mention, it started off as her next door neighbor, nigga, seeing the door open, being concerned for her safety, and calling the police to come check on her, and they come in and assassinate her, basically.
Pretty much.
Like, imagine how that nigga must feel. Like, you know he feel guilty because he like, damn, nigga, if I'd have never called, maybe if I'd have just gone to check on her, I would have seen that she was just sitting there playing video games and they just left the door unlocked.
Right. I don't know if,
like, and that's not. Let me be clear. And that's not to blame any of this on him. And I'm not trying to make it seem like that at all. But I'm just saying. I'm just trying to put myself in his shoes and imagine how I would feel in that situation. Like.
Right. So my thing is, like even if it was like a burglar or assailant in the home or some type of kidnapper holding the people hostage, you still not trained. You're not supposed to go and shoot in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was that type of time, if they was on that type of time, like where's your negotiators at? Where's your if there was really a criminal element in place, like y'all didn't handle that shit right. No matter if it was a welfare check or somebody being held hostage, y'all dropped the ball.
It says that
period.
Within seconds, put your hands up, show me your hands. Officer fired through the window. The officer did not appear to identify himself as police before firing his weapon. That's protocol. Before any shots are fired, you're supposed to identify yourself as to who's coming in the house or who is, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Like I said, as one of the officers was saying, police department said, you hear the shot go off before he could even finish saying who the hell was at the house.
Thank you. And don't get me wrong, I get it. You know, when the police announce themselves, they kind of expose themselves to harm, too. But this is your job. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're trained to do.
And I got a question, man. And I don't know police protocols like that, but I'm wondering, why did they go through the backyard? Why did they do that anyway if the door was open? Why not just, I would think, like, go through the front, like, yo, this is the police. Yo, anybody home? Like, what's so, I mean, I just don't get it. Why are you going through the backyard in stealth mode? Why y'all not putting your lights on when you pull up to the house with the sirens on? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand.
I'm sorry. Maybe I missed something, but what made them feel threatened?
An open door at 2:30 in the morning.
They was in a black neighborhood, period. Because if they would have showed up in a white neighborhood, they would have did exactly what Rain was talking about. They would have came up, siren showing, identifying themselves. But they use going into an urban neighborhood as an excuse to react to fear. So they totally go off outside of protocol. Mm-hmm. You know, they do things. They say they reacting out of fear, and they don't know what. But man, if they was in a suburban area, bro, like they would have did the right thing.
Facts.
Thank you, cover request.
Facts.
And especially like I feel like, okay, you like it's 2:30 in the morning, door wide open. I'm in a urban neighborhood. It's almost like they preempted a strike. Like, oh, we got a live one, boys. Like they felt like it was gonna be some action.
Facts.
So you already came into this situation on high alert, antsy. That's why you came in through the back door. You was trying to surprise some fucking body without making your presence felt and known. It's like, damn, we alert ourselves, maybe he'll get away. But like, it's just sad, bro. It really is. It's a sad situation all the way around.
At the end of the day, what it comes down to is what Wes was talking about earlier. Like, nigga, this motherfuckers are scary. Like, nigga, they scared. Like, and I'm not trying to say that, like, it's not that the police officers don't have a hard job, but nigga, if they signed up for this shit, they should be properly trained for this shit. Like, if they supposed to protect us, my nigga, then they shouldn't be fucking scared of their own fucking shadow in a screen door or whatever the fuck he thought he saw.
And that should be a requirement. Like, a police officer going through the academy knowing he's scary, it's like hiring a bouncer that ain't got no hands. It's like, you don't need to be doing this job if you can't perform it safely. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you like you can't dictate what's gonna be safe or not, but you can't go into this shit like half-ass, like, oh, well, I feared for my safety. It's like you knew the job was dangerous when you took it, but don't tell me you called on a welfare check and before the officer can even before he can even like finish his announcement as to who was coming around the side and back door, which is sketchy enough. You know, you firing shots from outside the home. You don't know if there's children in the house, which there was.
No regard.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know. No regard for the people inside.
The lawyer,
you know what?
No regard.
The
for
family
the
lawyer said. The family lawyer said that that it was crazy hearing the kid describe his experience from inside of the house. Like, because there was a kid in there. Like, she was in there playing video games with her 8-year-old nephew because she was just such a fucking great auntie, my nigga, at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That was tough to listen to, bro. It's fucked up, man. She was a cool auntie. They in there on the game.
Right.
And I can kind of see how, you know, you can, like, if you smoke in your house, you don't smoke in your house, I can see how you had the door open. Whatever. There's reasons for it.
Plenty of reasons.
But I can understand a concerned nephew, a concerned neighbor saying, yo, her door open, it's late.
But if they would have checked the door, maybe they would have identified if it was just cracked open or not, or if it was off the hinges or it looked like somebody. They bypassed all of that. Is what it sounds like.
Man, here goes something crazy. Maybe it was hot in the house and she had the door open because she didn't want to run the AC. Maybe she had a good rapport with her neighbors and she trusted them enough to be able to have her door open. Maybe she thought she was safe.
Man, shit is crazy.
Man.
So let me ask y'all something, man. What do you think? What do y'all think What do y'all think needs to happen so that shit like this can stop?
Well, we already talked about the root of the problem. It's these scary ass police in 2019. Like,
what can we do as a people though? What do we need to do as a people? Because obviously history shows like they ain't gonna stop doing it unless I think we gotta do something.
I know niggas hate to, niggas don't really like politics, but bro, this is a political issue. Like, we gotta get in tune with our communities. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start pressing our mayor. You know what I'm saying? And government. Like, we gotta come together as a community so that they know it's a problem.
Or it's the fact that they know it's a problem, but you gotta also know that we acknowledge about it. Like, this ain't a new problem. This is something that's been going on for hundreds of years, just in different lights. The only difference is there's so much communication technology that now is coming to the forefront. With the advent of social media and camera phones and the like. I just really feel that you have to. I think police need to be have psych evaluations regularly, not just when an incident happens. I think twice a year, every 6 months at least, at the very least every year, y'all need to take a day out and go see psych. And I'm talking about an outside arbitrator, not the police psych evaluators. I mean, it's cool to have a psych evaluator that has a police background, so you know what to look for, you know what they're dealing with. But the outside party should be like, okay, he's fit to be an officer, not somebody just, we gotta satisfy this so y'all can, continue to be police officers. I mean, really, actually, evaluate these mugs. But then, you can't even do a psych evaluation whether or not somebody's fit to be a cop. You can pass with flying colors and still be scared and trigger happy because you're in a black neighborhood. Exactly what the hell happened. I'm so sick of them talking about niggas getting killed on accident and then you using fear as a fucking excuse, man. That's bullshit.
Exactly. That's no excuse.
What it is,
no excuse.
They was really
like, we ain't scared. Who should be more fearful?
Right, we're more afraid of y'all. Trust me. Like, how many, and honestly, when the last time, like, what we talking about this shit with Larry Davis? Like,
Larry
last
Davis
time
was famous because of it.
It don't happen. And that was, 1985 or some shit? 88? Like, this shit it's rare that any black person, let alone even criminals, gangbangers, like, we not cop killers like that. More white people, biker gangs, and mafia motherfuckers that kill police than any niggas have. But yet y'all still want to hide behind this notion that you afraid that we... Look, man, unless a nigga's been on a serious run for some crazy fucking shit, or you got hella dope in the car, you're not finna go to prison. Like, it's like a 1 in 1,000 encounter between police and black men.
Hey,
when the police end up on the wrong side of it, it's always the black man that end up dead.
And when Larry
hold your point. Hold your point real quick, question.
Hey, but like I was saying though, when Larry Davis killed them police officers, he was at home. And they were shooting at him, and he shot his way up out of there. You can compare that to this situation. Like, what if she would have tried to shoot herself up out of there, end up killing one of them? She'd be going to prison just like Larry Davis. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I guess what made him so remarkable is that he lived to tell about it. He was in...
Right.
But, like, this
and
was
that's why he went to prison.
It was also a situation where I'm not saying that he was a saint. I mean, I'm sure he had his fair share of run-ins with the law, and that's what, like, the police was trying to say about Atatiana Jefferson. Like she there was a history behind behind her dealings with the police. Everybody on mute?
Oh, I didn't hear that part. So she had a history with the police.
The police. The police release these press releases. So
exactly.
Like, if anybody ever got gunned down by the police, they want to dig up every little single thing that you did and make it seem like it was justifiable for that person to get killed.
Well, I don't.
That's why it goes in one ear out the other. I disapprove of all that.
Oh, I don't hear
Now,
that. When I see when I hear shit like that, I hear like, oh, so they had beef with her. Like, nigga, like,
Right.
that's how I hear it. Like, oh, so they had beef
Right.
with her on their end, so they had an agenda, low key. Like, they had a reason to come through without they lights on to sneak around the back. Like, nigga, they was up to some shit. That's how I hear that shit.
That's basically what they saying without saying it like that.
Right.
You know, they don't even know they telling on themselves. When now it sound like a grudge. Now it sound like a beef.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Why do I gotta know that Trayvon Martin was a thug after he died, or he threw up gang signs on Facebook pictures? Why does that even come into play? Well, because I had run-ins with the law before that justify you to come to my home and shoot me dead.
And all that it wasn't even to protect the police. It was protected Zimmerman punk ass and all them racist ass companies that paid for his lawyers and shit.
It's crazy.
I'm talking about the negativity that they spew after they kill somebody. They don't do that with white folks. Like, let's call a spade a spade. They don't do that with white folks. They try to tell you the most positive things about them, you know, when shit like this happen. Oh, she just loved people. You know, she was so in tune with the church and the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, they tell you all this. They don't do that with black folks, man. They try to tell you the worst possible things about them to get their image portrayed.
You want to change
in a
the
negative
narrative.
way in the
You want to
media.
change the narrative, but don't none of that shit mean that person was deserved to be killed. Pretty basically nothing.
Thank you.
You know. It said the officer who joined the department April of 2018 was placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. So he's been a cop a little over a year and 3 months.
Yeah.
He was a rook.
Yo, so my thing is like, yo, this motherfucker getting fired ain't enough for me. Like, nigga, that's not okay. Like, I'm not gonna be satisfied with that. Like, nigga, this nigga
Dude, he's been a
murdered
cop
her.
for
Like, this
17
nigga need to go to
months.
jail.
Right. And being new is not a good enough excuse.
Right, it's not. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not, nigga. I'm not about to eat this shit. Like, nah. Like, that nigga has to go to jail. Like, getting fucking canned or leave with no pay. That shit ain't enough. Like, nah.
Right. And like, all I'm saying is like, I don't wish anybody. I know there's good cops and bad cops, but don't be surprised if niggas in Texas start tearing shit up out there, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, since for 6 months, ever since old boy got shot in his hole, and then like the neighbor that was gonna testify, he turned up dead in his. Like, so we talk about 3 black people that have been killed in the state of Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth area, in the last 8 months, and like Nan Cop is going to jail for this shit. Don't be surprised if these Texas niggas start tearing shit up out there.
The last one happened in Texas?
Yeah,
All that shit
the last
happened
one,
in
both
those-
of them happened in Texas.
Like, if Dallas Fort Worth is like, okay, Dallas, Vegas, be like, this is the same fucking area.
It's crazy, man.
It is, man. This shit is sad.
But,
And like, I thought when I was watching the video, I heard about her having a gun, but having a gun don't necessarily mean that, you know, it's a perceived threat. It was nothing wrong with her having a weapon. She was not a convicted felon. She was at home, and she's not a convicted felon, so she was totally within her right to own a firearm. It wasn't on her hip. It wasn't within her reach. She had one, but that don't necessarily mean she was a perceived threat just because she's known to own a firearm. She's legally able to have one. Concealed or not concealed, she's in her home.
Like I said, none of that matters, bro. Because if she was white and they knew that she carried a gun, that wouldn't have played. They would have treated her just like a human being. They wouldn't have perceived that as a threat. You're right.
I just don't see how these mass murderers gun down people with assault rifles and the like, but yet they still alive in a can right now. And I'm seeing niggas just get killed for nothing. And they don't even stand a chance in court. Like, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. I'm a firm believer in an eye for an eye.
Meaning?
Bruh. An eye for an eye. An unjust kill.
Right.
Or an unjust kill.
Yeah.
Well, they got the death penalty out there in Texas.
I've yet to see. I understand. I've yet to see a cop get put to death for any fucking thing. Even like the real bad cops that have some sort of racketeering and murder. Like I'm sure there's cases of which that have happened, but in my experience, especially when it comes to killing minorities, I've yet to see a cop get. Especially the state of Texas, they kill motherfuckers out there, and we talking about. All right, we may take your badge away. No
Oh,
counts.
yeah. They did it to one cop.
Okay.
They killed one cop. You know which cop that was?
Who was that?
Christopher Dorner.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Yeah. Ain't that some shit?
Ain't
That
that
was a
some
cold
shit?
story. That was a cold fucking story. Set the nigga cabin on fire out here in Mount Charleston.
That nigga knew way too much. That's crazy.
That was out here, huh?
Damn.
Yeah, he came through where I was at too. Came through
I wonder if-
Irvine, came through Dino real quick.
Maybe if you,
I think he was out there
he
in
was
Big
white,
Bear.
it wouldn't even go down like that.
My cousin knew my cousin them.
Every week is a family reunion.
And your dumb ass might learn something.